All right, it's 7 o'clock. Welcome, everyone. Mr. Falk.
Okay. Councilwoman Rachel Perone.
Rebecca.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did that.
People do it all the time. I don't know. People
Good
always call
start
me
to the
Rachel.
meeting, right?
It's okay.
Councilwoman Samantha Whitfield,
Present.
Councilwoman Dr. Tiffany Worthy,
Present.
Deputy Mayor Nat Anderson,
Present.
Mayor Kaya
Oh,
Kay
man.
McIntosh.
Here we go.
Kay,
Okay, yeah.
hey, I always call you mayor in my.
Okay, I know.
Okay, everybody.
Present.
I don't know why they always call you.
Is Reverend Middleton here today? Oh, hello, how are you? You can come up here.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for a wonderful town, Lord, to be in. I thank you so much for this area and every single councilman and councilwoman on our team here. Lord, I pray that you just continue to bring safety to this area. Lord, I pray that as we come together tonight, I pray that you just be your presence will be here and help us to make good decisions in all that we're doing. And Lord, to bring safety and Lord, just educational programs in every area. Lord, I pray just continue to bless it. Thank you so much for every person. I know Mr. Anderson a little bit better, but I thank you so much for all of them. And Lord, what a wonderful work they're doing here. Pray help us to continue doing that and going forward from here. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Philip Middleton from Calvary Bible Baptist Church. Thank you so much. All right, do the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Notice was provided to the Burlington County Times, Trenton Times, and Philadelphia Inquirer stating the date, time, and to the extent that the agenda was known in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act. Additionally, notice was posted on the bulletin board, the township website, and a copy was filed in the office of the township clerk.
Thank you. All right, we have a couple of proclamations today. Deputy Mayor, would you do the honors of doing the Willingboro Recreational Competition cheerleading team?
Yes, Mayor. This font couldn't be any smaller, so if I struggle, just bear with me.
Where's your glasses?
Proclamation and recognition of Willingboro Recreational Competition Cheerleading Team. Whereas the Willingboro Recreational Cheerleading Team has shown extraordinary dedication, perseverance, and unwavering spirit throughout the 2023-2024 season, bringing immense pride to our community. And whereas the Willingboro Recreational Cheerleading Organization, established in 1985, has a rich history with the leadership of former Chair Commissioner Tanya Rogers until 2006, and subsequently Coach Lori Wilson and Mia Patterson, who have continued her vision. The program has continued to thrive, and former cheerleaders who have gone through the program have become some of the current cheer coaches. And whereas the program provides a family-oriented environment where athletes learn teamwork, communication, positive social interactions, precision, and cheerleading techniques. And whereas the Willingboro Senior Diamond Level 2 team closed out their season by winning first place at 10 of 11 competitions that they participated in, and second place at the Spirit Brands National Championship, narrowly missing first place by 0.03 points. And whereas the Willingboro Youth Stars Level 1 team concluded their season with first place victories at 9 of their 11 competitions. And whereas the recreational competition team traveled to Atlanta, Georgia to compete at the Nationals, where they were placed into the All-Star division due to a lack of teams, and the rec division, and despite their initial uncertainty, they were crowned first place winners in both the Youth Level 1 and Senior Level 2 divisions. And whereas at the 2024 Beast of the East competition, both teams qualified for the Grand Championship by winning Grand Championships at various Spirit brand events, with the senior level 2 team winning the grand title out of all the rec teams. And whereas throughout the final competition weekend, both teams won first place each day and took home grand champions again, with the senior level 2 team being crowned Beast of the East by scoring a 96.6, the highest score of all teams at the event. Whereas we are extremely proud of the following athletes representing Willingboro with such grace and excellence: Myla Harris, Joyful West, Karis McGream, Ariana Davison, Alana Desper, Jayana Holmes, Myla Bullins, Kalila Nems, Azori Still, Elias Stills, Jaya White, Nasea King, Autumn Unique, Mylan Dixon, Abby Bagut, Yael McCullough, Nadia Chisholm, Malaya Lyles, Amaya Howard, Parker McCann, Maya Smith, Makayla Brown, Deja Belair, Raven Lester, Charlie Hill, Aviana Grant, Ava Howard, Taylor Damon, Rylan Johnson, Naomi Hicks, and Kayla Lawson. And whereas the Willingboro cheerleading team triumphs continue to transcend mere victories, symbolizing the indomitable spirit and unity that define our township by overcoming challenges and using the obstacles as fuel to achieve their remarkable successes. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Kaya T. McIntosh, along with the Willingboro Township Council and the community, do hereby recognize and celebrate the outstanding achievements of the Willingboro recreational cheerleading team for the 2023-2024 season and extend our deepest gratitude to the talented team members, their dedicated coaches, and the supportive village for bringing this honor yet again to Willingboro. You have shown that through hard work and determination, anything is possible. The entire community is behind you and share in your joy and pride for capturing multiple wins. Congratulations and go Borough Pride. Signed, Mayor Kaya T. McIntosh.
And I believe our winners just walked in, so we just want to acknowledge them and let them know that we are so proud. Yeah. I'm gonna bring them up and get pictures real quick. Can y'all come up? Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, all right, very good, okay. Now, can you come up in the middle of these two? Oh, no, I'm sorry. The mayor, can you come up? Yeah, yeah. Okay, give it away. Come on, the other side, yes. There we go. Very good.
Hmm? You can still run and get it. He was commenting on my nameplate.
A proclamation for you, Ms. Lori, and then we will have some ones for each and every of our champions. Councilwoman Whitfield, would you do the honors for the Juneteenth proclamation?
Absolutely, Mayor. It'll be my pleasure. Thank you. Proclamation in recognition and celebration of the Juneteenth holiday. Whereas Juneteenth, a combination of June and 19th, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, Liberation Day, and Emancipation Day, is a significant day in American history. And whereas on June 19th, 1865, Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced the end of the Civil War and the emancipation of all enslaved African Americans, more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Abraham Lincoln. And whereas on June 19th, 1866, marked the first official Juneteenth celebrations, which took place in Texas and has continued across the United States for over 150 years, making it the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery. And whereas Juneteenth serves as a powerful reminder of resilience, courage, and determination of African Americans who fought for freedom and equality. And it acknowledges the historical injustices and systematic racism that have shaped the African American experience. And whereas Juneteenth is an opportunity to celebrate African American culture, heritage, and contributions to our nation, recognizing the significant achievements and enduring legacy of African Americans in every aspect of American life, including education, business, science, arts, and public service. And whereas the observance of Juneteenth provides an important occasion for all citizens to reflect on the meaning of freedom, to educate ourselves about our shared history, and to recommit to eliminating the ongoing struggle for justice and equality for all. And whereas it is vital that we promote understanding, respect, and unity among all communities, fostering a society where every individual is treated with dignity and afforded equal opportunities. Now, therefore, be it resolved, Mayor Kaya T. McIntosh, along with the Willingboro Township Council and Willingboro community, do hereby recognize and celebrate June 19, 2024 as Juneteenth. We encourage all residents to join in commemorating this historic day, participating in educational and cultural events, and continuing to work towards a more just and equitable society for all.
Thank you, Councilwoman Whitfield.
Thank you, Mayor.
Moving on to the manager municipal updates. Thank you for sitting in. Thank you for stepping in for Mr. Harris.
Of course. Again, good morning, good afternoon.
Evening.
Mayor, deputy mayor, look at me, starting off wrong already.
Been here all day.
All day. It's been a long day. I just want to say thank you for entrusting me with the responsibilities of township manager, acting township manager within these past week and the coming days until Mr. Harris's return. It's been a fulfilling yet interesting couple week or so, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Before I get on into our update, I'm just going to ask Ms. Jackson to come up and talk about some of the upcoming events in town. And then right after that, Mr. O'Brien is going to discuss the cybersecurity grants that are related to a couple of the ordinances, a couple of the resolutions that are on the agenda.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, members of councils, and all in attendance. In preparation for the next couple of weeks, we are in preparation for the first heat wave of the season. Please be advised that the Country Club pool will be open and available to residents daily from 11 to 5, beginning on Saturday, June 22nd. For more information regarding that, you may contact the Recreation and Parks Department directly. And for those residents in our senior population, the Burlington County Office on Aging is offering fans to seniors in need. So for those who are interested, may call 609-265-5069 for more information regarding getting fans. On that note, we do want to let you know that our library will be closing at 2 o'clock until further notice. We think about mid-July while the issue with the air conditioning unit is being resolved. So we want to keep that in front of you and also let you know that the Reva Foster Senior Center will be closed tomorrow, June 18th, to accommodate internal cleaning and maintenance. They do have air conditioning, but they are cleaning some rugs and stuff. So they will be closed tomorrow. June 19th, I'm sorry. We want to thank everyone who attended Thursday's Kona with a Cop and Saturday's Juneteenth event. Both events were well attended, full of fun and fellowship, and we want to thank the Police Department and the Recreation and Parks Department for respectively leading those two initiatives. Had a good time at both of them. Unfortunately, we did have to cancel last Friday's live music concert due to a thunderstorm, but all are welcome to the next one, weather permitting, which will be held on Friday, June 28th. Again, that will start at 7 o'clock at the amphitheater, and the lovely Lizelle will be our special guest for that performance. Our next big event will be on Saturday, July 20th. We're so excited about a Borough Barbecue, which will be held from noon until 3 o'clock at Mill Creek Park. We're planning an afternoon of barbecue fun and festivities, offering hamburgers and hot dogs while supplies last, and inviting families to come with their barbecue sides, chairs, blankets, whatever you need to have a good time. We will have a DJ, some line dancing with Kenny J, kickball, and we're also interested in seeing people play a good game of spades. Yes, so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a great event, so we're hoping that everyone will come out and be a part of that. Our Jazz Fest will be held on August 17th, so stay tuned for more information, and we will also be having August 11th, I'm sorry. Our Jazz Fest, sorry, I'll repeat that to make sure we're clear. Our Jazz Fest will be held on Sunday, August 11th. That's what I get for coming up here without putting on my glasses. Okay, so stay tuned for more information. And then the Back to School Wellness Fair will be on Saturday, August 17th. Okay, so these, a summer mailer has been sent to some and will be sent to all residents over the next couple of weeks. I think some parks have received them, some have not, but everybody should be getting one. And if you do not receive one, we do have them here at the municipal complex, or you can call my office at 609-877-2200, extension 1178, and we'll make sure that everyone has that. On a final note, the application deadline for the Youth Fire Academy has ended. We still have a few spots for our Youth Police Academy, and that deadline is next Friday, June 28th, so make a note of that. We also have the Stop the Bleed courses on the second Saturday and third Thursday of each month. These courses are hosted by our Willingboro Fire Department. And in addition to hosting a special fraud presentation for our seniors, the police department will also be hosting a number of active shooting preparedness seminars for houses of worship. So we want to encourage our area churches and congregations to take advantage of this opportunity. The first session will be held on next Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. As always, this information can be found on our website, our social media platforms, YouTube channel, and by subscribing to a Willingboro Weekly. Thank you so much.
I have
Thank
a
you,
quick
Ms. Jackson.
question
Oh,
for, in terms of the pools. You said 11 to 5, 11 to 7.
Okay.
Okay, we have swim lessons. Okay, okay, thank you. Wanted to know, okay, thank you very much. Okay,
All right, Mr. O'Brien, if you can start your presentation, I'd just ask that you limit it to 5 minutes or less.
Absolutely. Let me share my screen. Okay, good evening, Mayor, Council, residents of Willingboro. My name is Sean O'Brien from the IT department. I won't take up too much of your time, but I'd like to introduce the NJKIC AEP solution along with the Cyber Incidents Response Plan. So the first question you might ask is, what is this program? So basically, the state has awarded Willingboro Township funding to purchase their CrowdStrike endpoint detection and response solution as part of the state and local cybersecurity grant program. CrowdStrike is one of the global cybersecurity industry leaders in device protection. It prevents breaches, ransomware, cyber attacks, and more. Willingboro is one of the few organizations to be eligible and fortunate enough to be awarded this grant, with over 100 other entities on the waiting list. All right, so why should we accept this grant? It's a cloud native infrastructure that alleviates time and hardship of deployment. It uses advanced intelligence to prevent attacks from happening. It scans devices for common vulnerabilities and exposures. It also provides around-the-clock monitoring and remediation. It's becoming more common that hackers are attacking off-peak hours and during holidays. They believe devices and networks are more at risk during those times. They also provide training and support with a technical account manager. So on this slide, I just wanted to highlight the financial savings that we'll receive. First of all, the state staggers out the out-of-pocket expenses each year, starting at no cost for year one. Year two will be responsible for $2,280. Year three would be $3,420. Year four would be $4,560, and the grand total for 4 years is $10,260. The state will be spending $37,340 out of their pockets. It's unknown what will happen after the 4-year agreement at this time, but the state will continue to look for funding to continue this program. So on this slide, just general questions like how will this change operations? Nothing significant will change from the end user's experience. The agent will run on all devices and won't hinder any performance. Confidentiality and information sharing. CrowdStrike and the state will protect confidential information, and any information that's collected is anonymous and it can't be open requested or summoned in federal court. CrowdStrike is FedRAMP certified, which is one of the highest security assessments taken for online services and platforms. And how are the machines being protected now? We use software that is sufficient but not compliant with current cyber insurance requirements. Using CrowdStrike EDR and MDR will reduce deductibles. Other anti-malware solutions depend on malicious files having a signature or something already defined for detection. CrowdStrike uses behavior detection that prevents zero-day attacks from occurring. So the Cyber Incident Response Plan is a policy that will define our methods for tracking, responding to technology-based security incidents. Responding quickly and effectively to an incident is critical to minimizing the spread of the incident and/or the business's financial, legal, or reputational impact. Our plan includes the following phases, which are expounded upon in detail: detection, reporting, and analysis, legal, forensics, containment, eradication, and recovery, and public relations and post-incident review. So that concludes my presentation, and thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
And Mr. O'Brien's presentation is directly related to resolutions 156 and 157. So for the interest of time, I'm not going to go over word for word my entire manager's update, but for the interest of the public, the update will be available online on the website tomorrow. For those that don't have access to internet, feel free to call my office and we can provide that to you. So to start off, PSE&G. PSE&G is using our lot across from the DPW yard for staging. Today they began paving that area where they'll be, using that. So, and then PSE&G also began milling and paving Front Street yesterday, curb to curb. That was a part of their gas main replacement program. For engineering, as a part of our segment 4 road project, Earl Asphalt began concrete work back in May on the 20th. So moving forward on or around July 1st, they'll begin the milling and overlay on the following roads: Garden Brook, Clearwater Drive, Primrose Lane, Pastoral Lane, Montclair, Moss Hill, Montrose, Sedgwick Lane, and Hazelwood Circle. So those roads will be getting milled and repaved on July 1st. They will not be working on July 4th, but they'll resume their work on July 5th. Residents in those areas will be notified with mailers, door hangers, and they'll receive those communications from the contractor. We'll also make sure that that information is available via our website and social media. Pennypacker Pool, we are experiencing leakage at the pool. There was a gap repair that was completed last month, but further testing revealed that there continued to be leaks where they repaired, but the contractors went back in to repair that portion that was repaired. In that testing, they found that there was additional leakage. There's about a 15-foot structural crack at the floor of the pool. Per Panoni and the contractors, SPP, Streamline Pool Professionals, that crack can be repaired in 2 hours for about $550. They do recommend additional investigation to figure out if there's any other leaks in the pool. There is leakage around the return line that's in the pool. It's leaking into the gutter. And that would have to be, the pool would have to be drained just below the gutter to allow welding to be repaired. We did receive proposals for that. I believe I shared that with the council today in the Microsoft Teams. So it's not likely that we'll have those repairs completed by this Saturday. It could be potentially done by the 29th, but I suspect within the first week of July, if the governing body wants to move forward with having that pool opened. CME plans to begin working on Broydale Park next Monday. Notices will go to those homes in that area as well, just as an FYI. And then general notices will be sent to the public via social media and on our website. As a note, we did we are transitioning back to the state health benefit plan on August 1st. Open enrollment information sessions were last week. There were 4 sessions over 2 days. The open enrollment period, the special open enrollment period officially opened yesterday. It has seemed to be pretty seamless among active employees. However, retirees and the library staff have been encountering some issues with selecting their coverages, selecting their benefit packages. We've been reaching out to the state for answers and trying to figure out what's the holdup, why these folks can't select their plans. The guidance from the state has been they should call the call center. They haven't been quick with responses. So, I mean, there's not much that we can do. We don't really have the agency to impact or move the ball along as we do in a self-funded plan, but as we are to the whims of the state health benefit plan. So folks that are experiencing those troubles, mainly the retirees, they're just encouraged to call the call center. Beyond that, those are just other departmental updates that will be available online. And that's my update.
I have a couple. What mode of communications are we doing for the road closures? How are we informing residents that there's going to be some closures in
segment
there?
4?
Anything that's happening now with PSE&G? I know some roads are closed and residents are a little upset that they're not made aware prior to so they know when they're going to work or school.
So PSE&G, before there's road closures, we usually ask that 72 hours before, 48 to 72 hours before, that they inform the residents with a letter that will go to their homes. And we tend to see those letters before they get sent out.
Okay.
And then their public relations folks, they coordinate with Ms. Jackson, and she overlooks those letters. They get sent to their residents. And then we also give that information on social media and our Facebook accounts. So from the township standpoint, we put it out on the social media and website. The PSE&G, they will put those letters at the homes and the knockers and things of that nature.
All right, and just make sure that's happening.
Mhm.
Councilwoman Whitfield?
Mr. Laurie, would it be possible to send an alert through the app as well of the road closures, just as another way to cover our bases?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep.
And are there any answers you need from the council regarding the pool? Do you need anything today?
Preferably by the end of the week, I would say. I'm not sure if, well, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Throw you alley oop.
Yeah. We would like some sort of guidance in terms of how we want to move forward. I know through just conversation, if it's gonna take weeks or months, then, there's no real reason to open the pool, but
Right, the pool's open, but this is the country club pool.
Country Club pool is open. Pennypacker, is the one that's experiencing the leakage.
Okay,
We're also still investigating the alternatives to, open the splash, pad. That might be a longer process. That work wouldn't be able to begin until July. But the pool itself, with the 15-foot crack, they say it can be fixed in 2 hours for $550. They say that they can do further detection, which will cost between $1,500 to $2,500. Again, these are just all
this
kind of
is
things
for
that we've
Pennypacker
heard
pool.
before.
Okay,
So
right.
yeah, we would like some sort of decision or guidance this week.
Go ahead, Councilman Worthy.
Mr. Lowry, and maybe Ms. Bolden might have this answer, but I was curious the impact of closing, like if the pool doesn't open in terms of the bath load of Country Club, how will that impact that? Could we still have a successful summer, or would it mean a tremendous number of residents aren't going to be able to have access just because of the load?
I'll let Ms. Bolden come speak to that, but there's a lot of lessons that would potentially have to be canceled because of that.
Okay.
Other aquatic classes that we have that would just, fall by the wayside because of the load. I'll let you go ahead.
Correct, yeah, so the impact would be huge because we do have a lot of lessons that happen at Pennypacker Pool, as well as we also have camps that are around that also bring their children to the pool. We have our own camp, we use Country Club, but we kind of have to split it between the pools because of the amount of people. And then if we're just having one pool, the volume at Country Club is going to be significant. So it would definitely have a significant impact. I do understand the financial implications, but definitely it would be an impact to us this summer.
Thank you, I appreciate
Yes.
that.
All right. So I think we have to move forward. I mean, for me, and everybody else can put their opinion in, but I guess we have to move forward with the repairs. However, I still want to keep an eye on it because we still can't throw all the money into keeping a pool open for 3 months. So hopefully these repairs are adequate. No, I'm at hope because I don't have the confidence that it is, but I do want to make sure that we keep an eye on it because we're not, outside of the waste that we don't want to waste water, chlorine.
Right.
And want to make sure the pool is safe. So do you need a motion? What you need?
Madam Mayor,
Go ahead.
I believe he said he didn't have a time frame on how long it would take to repair and so forth.
For the spray park
Well,
specifically,
I know the spray park, it's a different situation, but for the pool itself.
the 15-foot crack can be repaired. Their communication was at our earliest convenience. It will only take 2 hours and $550.
So with that being said, when can we have this up and running, the pool, if that is the case?
If that is their commitment was that they could still have it open by the 29th. Again, I'm a little more conservative. I would expect maybe the first week of July or so, being realistic. Next Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now.
Okay.
We just don't want to go into mid-July and
Right.
at a certain point, it's a lost cause.
I would expect, just based on their communications, that we could be open the 29th or the weekend after.
And just for clarification, this is just the pool. This is not the spray park.
This is just the pool,
Okay.
the spray park, that's gonna be a whole different,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I make a motion to move forward with the repairs of the Pennypacker pool. Not to exceed what?
$550.
Not, yeah, not to exceed,
So that would just be for the 15-foot crack, but then there's also the welding aspect that needs to be done and the other
So what's the total?
Yeah, because this just says the 550.
We're gonna hold you to the 2 weeks.
So there's a diagnostic test that can be performed during the season, and can be scheduled to accommodate the township's hours of operation. That's estimated between $1,500 to $2,500. That's just if there's more cracks after they
There's more cracks.
complete. But the 15-foot crack is $550. That's what they estimated that to be. Again, they're recommending that we consider authorizing further leak detection.
Okay. Not to exceed $4,000 total repairs.
Got it.
Second.
Copy.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I also see that the return line is leaking into the gutter.
Yep.
So even though they repaired a crack, what's the fee for the return line?
That's the welding portion that I spoke about.
So it seems like we need to address that.
That's the part that would be within the $1,500 to $2,500.
Right, but just reading the way this is written, the pool would need to be drained below the gutter to allow a welding repair. So it doesn't sound like it's optional. It sounds like it's a package deal. Along with the crack repair.
Yes.
So what is, no, I'm
We
saying,
include-
what
I
is the dollar,
included it.
what is the dollar amount that we're,
She said not to exceed $4,000.
4,000.
4,000,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that was.
Any other discussion? Dr. Worthy?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do want to just state for the record that the council asked Pannoni to evaluate our pools and assess our pools last year so that we would be fully prepared for a timely opening of our pool this season. It's disappointing that they waited to this point to begin to assessing and provide solutions, continuing to have, consequences for our residents and the amenities that we offer in Willingboro. So I appreciate the work of the Recreation Department and the administration, staying on top of this with our engineers. And I'm just very disappointed that here we are again, ready to start the season, and they have not done what we've asked them to do in terms of taking care of our pools so that we can have the splash park, so that we can have access to Pennypacker. That was the request. So I did want to just point that out as we're moving forward. We're trying to remedy it now, but we certainly had started this process well in advance. And so it's just disappointing to be here again at the start of the pool season, trying to fix this. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. You got your answer?
Got my answer. Thank you.
All right. And then can you just keep us updated, the council, the governing body updated on, any concerns or issues we're having with the healthcare, just so we're abreast of what's going on?
Yep. Again, like I said, so far it seems to have been transitioning smoothly for active employees, but the retirees are the ones that are encountering issues. But yes, absolutely. I'll keep
And
you
you're working
updated.
towards resolution?
Yep.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any further questions? Oh, comment. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I did want to just publicly thank our acting township manager, Mr. Gary Lowry, for his collaboration and his diligence during this time, working in a different role. I think it's so important when you have the opportunity to gain perspective. I think that even if it's just for a few days, it helps you to be situated. And when you go back to your role, you'll have even more insightful questions and insights that you can offer once our manager is back. So I appreciate you stepping into that role as the acting manager. And I wish you the very best as we wrap up another week.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. You can proceed, Joe.
All right, so we'll begin with the ordinances. Ordinance 24-10 is the introduction of an ordinance that's amending the township code to include a section related to applications for block parties. We currently don't have a policy regarding block parties in the town. There's been residents that have reached out to ask how they could have a block party and what the process is, and we don't have a process. So we're just introducing this to have it. I don't see it in my packet, but ordinance 24-09 is the public hearing final adoption. It's an ordinance to amend the code of the Township of Willingboro, specifically Chapter 297 entitled Signs by adding updated definitions and permitting and permitted signage, removing of additional regulations regarding flashing and moving signage. So we're just removing that part to allow new and modern signage in the township, like LEDs and things of that nature. Resolution 24-155 is a resolution to support House of Representatives Bill HR 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparations Proposals for African Americans Act. Resolution 156 is a resolution authorizing the Township of Willingboro to indoctrinate the cybersecurity response plan. That's the plan that Mr. O'Brien just gave a presentation on. Excuse me, I'm looking for the next one. Resolution 24-157 is a resolution authorizing the Township of Willingboro to accept the memorandum of agreement for this New Jersey Cybersecurity Services. Again, that is also part of the presentation that Mr. O'Brien gave his presentation on. Resolution 24-158 is a resolution amending 24-140, authorizing an increase to the not-to-exceed amount for CME Associates for the provision of consulting engineer services to the Township of Willingboro. This is a request to amend the resolution 24-140 to include 2023 Fair and Open Award to CME for consulting engineer services, which include Rodeo Park project that commenced in 2023. CME did not include the full scope of the desired services at the time. This amendment includes the contract execution and construction management phases and the updates to the capital budget line to include the improvements to the municipal facilities. So the last resolution didn't have the correct line item, budget line item. And they also didn't include their construction management phases in that proposal. So we're just updating that resolution to reflect. Resolution 24-159 is a resolution authorizing the Township of Willingboro to establish a not-to-exceed amount for Environmental Connections Incorporated for the provision of asbestos removal services for the Department of Public Works. This resolution will authorize the establishment of a not-to-exceed of $16,867.50 for asbestos removal services. This is regarding the boilers over at the Kennedy Center. Resolution 24-160 is a resolution authorizing the Township of Willingboro to establish a not-to-exceed amount for OTC of Burlington County for recycling carts for the Department of Public Works. Public Works obviously oversees our recycling, so they're ordering additional recycling carts to be available to the public. That not-to-exceed amount is $19,800. The next few resolutions will be regarding performers at the Jazz Fest. So 2024-162 is a resolution of the Township of Willingboro authorizing a professional services contract with Duck Entertainment, representing Kindred Family Soul for music performance at the 2024 Willingboro Jazz Fest. Resolution 24-163 is a resolution of the Township authorizing a professional services contract with Duck Entertainment Group representing Dwell for a music performance at the 2024 Willingboro Jazz Festival. Resolution 24-164 is another resolution authorizing a professional services contract with Duck Entertainment Group representing Kanya Doss for a music performance at the Willingboro Jazz Festival. Resolution 24-165 is a resolution of the Township of Willingboro authorizing a professional services contract with Anissa Strings LLC for a music performance at the Jazz Festival. Resolution 24-166 is a resolution of the township authorizing a professional services contract with Sunny Productions representing Arnetta Johnson for a musical performance at the 2024 Jazz Festival. Resolution 24-167 is a resolution authorizing approval of vouchers for payment and ratifications. It's the bill list for June, excuse me. There's one item on the bill list that we're going to be removing. It's on page 4, and it is in reference to a payment to Think Pavers in the amount of $64,364.80. That is regarding a change order that was included in their contract, but there wasn't a change order resolution that came before that. So we're going to remove that and hold that one from the bill list until we get that change order at the next meeting. Resolution 24-168 is a resolution granting an extension of premises permit and authorizing the township clerk to certify the same application. This is for an extension of premises permit for 1911 Smokehouse First Friday event for next month, July. And finally, we have Resolution 24-169 as a resolution authorizing overpayment of taxes. That's all consideration.
Thank you. And just for clarification, are we amending 158? Or would that was one resolution okay, never mind. I'll take that back.
Madam Mayor, I got a question. Resolution 159. I know we had mentioned the asbestos removal. You indicated JFK, but it says removal services for the Department of Public Works. Can we have clarification there?
I think it's just the way the title is worded, just because Public Works is overseeing that project. I think that's just the way they wrote the resolution, but it's for the asbestos removal at the JFK for the boilers. They're just overseeing the project.
Yeah, I think we wanted clarification in the title for that one. If it's not in the body. I think, yeah, and in our agenda meeting, we indicated we wanted that clarified in the title.
Okay. How should we,
Which number was that again?
159?
Mayor, in the title, it says not to exceed amount for Environmental Connections, Inc. for the provision of asbestos removal services for the Department of Public Works.
Yeah, so we want to change the, can we take out the Department of Public Works? And this is for Kennedy Center.
Oh, okay.
So just want to
I see what you're
that
saying.
For the. So I'll pull that one out. We'll pull
Okay.
that one out and address it then. Okay. All right. Moving on. Thank you,
You're
Mr.
welcome.
Laurie. Moving on to public comment for agenda items only. This is public comment for agenda items only. There will be another public comment for other concerns. But this is public comment for agenda items only. You have 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for public comment. Public comment is now open. Yes. Is there anyone online? Mr. Johnson? Yeah, bless you. You can come up after.
Gary Johnson, 54 Gramercy Lane. Just a couple of nitpicking items on 24-09 on signs. Is that referencing textual signs only, or could this be any kind of visual presentation, cartoons, videos, what have you? And the other question I have is on 24-156. I'm confused because it says to indoctrinate a cyber incident. I'm not sure what it means to indoctrinate an incident. Could you explain that to an elderly gentleman?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. You have public comment for agenda item? Okay, so we'll have another public comment, a little bit later. Quickly. Ms. Mack?
Hi, Jacqueline Mack. I just have a question concerning the Jazz Festival. I didn't total up all of those requests for 20,000, but it seems like it's over 70. I mean, I did not specifically do. Could someone tell me, do we take in enough money to cover that?
Okay.
It seems a shame that we have to go outside our town and hire all these people to come in. When we used to do it, everybody wanted to play the Jazz Festival. But just a question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mack. Is there anyone online for public comment for agenda items?
Yes, Mayor Brown.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. 78 Executive Lane. I just have a comment.
What was the name?
Sharon Brown. Audience 2024-10 about the block party. If y'all do decide to go forward with the block party, can we make sure we have a committee organized to oversee it? And 2024-164. I'm glad that we're having the Jazz Festival. I'm excited about that, but why do we need fireworks at the Jazz Festival? Thank you.
Did you hear her first? Did you hear Ms. Brown's first question? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Anyone else online?
Not at this time, Mayor.
Thank you so much. Public comment for agenda items is now closed. Mr. Laurie, can you address the concerns of Mr. Johnson?
Sure, Mayor, I also realized I didn't read 161 into the record. Would you like me to go back and do that before
Oh, okay. Yeah, please do.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Resolution 24-161 is a resolution of the Township of Willingboro authorizing the fireworks display by DNM Fireworks for the 2024 Jazz Festival. Those fireworks are usually purchased by Senator Singleton. We're just voting now to accept them. Okay,
Thank you.
where would you like me to start?
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. So Mr. Johnson's comment about the signs, those will be textural signs. Yeah, we won't necessarily be displaying any cartoons or anything like that.
Motion.
Or emotions. They're just for text, displaying flyers, things of that nature for the churches and other businesses that are in the area. To indoctrinate, that's just another word to accept. And so, yeah, we're just, it's a strong word for accept. So that, yeah, that's for
Thank
Mr.
you.
Johnson. Yep.
All right, Ms. Mack, the, how much total? I didn't tell you.
That's
62.
like 62.5, yeah.
And the question was, did we bring in enough to cover that? No. Don't look at me like.
It's, yeah, we budget for it at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if
understood.
the Jazz Fest itself brings in that. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Jazz Fest itself brings in that amount. I mean,
And it's part of what we would call quality of life.
correct. Cultural events, yeah.
Culture events, okay. 62.5.
Oh, that's only for the entertainment? That's all we pay for anyway. Is that for the entire budget? I know we talked about the budget for Jazz Festival. What is the entire budget for the Jazz Festival for this year?
I think we
A-
did
Estimation
100,
if you don't have.
what we budgeted. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's about 100,000.
100 then. And we did not exceed, did we exceed that or we
Mm-mm.
If
did not exceed?
out for the,
So we're in the.
We're in line with our budget.
We're within our budget. is what
Yep.
I'm trying- That's the question I'm trying to get out. Okay, so that 60,000 is coming out of that reserved 100,000.
Correct.
Okay. I do think with the question with the, I'm not sure if you want me to bring this up when we pull out the
we
agenda, but
might pull it out for our discussion.
161, okay,
Okay.
all right, I'll say it then.
So you want me to pull out 161?
Yes, just for an amendment.
Okay. All right, and then for Ms. Brown, for the fireworks, Senator Singleton covers that, so there's no cost to the township.
That's what I was gonna ask, if you can word that in here, because it doesn't say that, it does say the township
Okay.
is, you want me to wait to ask that?
Yeah,
question then?
yep,
wait.
we'll still pull it out.
Okay.
So, just for Mrs. Brown, Senator Singleton does cover those and has for many years. So this one, we just have to authorize that we can use this company, but, he covers the costs. Okay. Any ones you say you want to pull out 161?
Yeah,
Okay. And then we're pulling out 155 for further discussion.
159.
I'm asking Councilwoman Whitfield.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 159. Okay, you can proceed with the ordinances.
Okay. I'm requesting a motion and a second to introduce ordinance 2024-10.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Councilwoman Whitfield and seconded by Councilwoman Worthy. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to open the public hearing on ordinance 2024-009. If anybody has any comment, if they want to come forward. Okay, with nobody coming forward, I request a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Councilwoman Whitfield, seconded by Councilwoman Worthy. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. Okay,
Okay, and then,
we're done with the ordinances.
correct.
Okay. I make a motion for a consent agenda on resolutions 2024-156 through 158. Resolution 2024-160. Resolution 2024-162 through 169.
Second?
Moved by Mayor McIntosh, seconded by Dr. Worthy. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. And I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as stated.
Second?
The approval's moved by Mayor McIntosh, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. All right, we need a motion for resolution 2024-155.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, seconded by Councilwoman Whitfield. Any further discussion?
This is on 155.
Mhm.
Yes, I brought this resolution to council at our last meeting, and I just wanted to thank council for their support in this resolution to support HR Bill 40, the commission to study and develop reparations proposals for African Americans Act. I think as we acknowledge Juneteenth tomorrow, and as we celebrated over the weekend at our festival at Mill Creek, I think it's important for us to do all that we can to continue to fight for justice. I just wanted to read a small excerpt to help folks understand what this bill is. It's a small excerpt from the resolution. Whereas in January 2023, House Bill HR 40 was introduced into the 118th Congress, sponsored by Texas Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, with a purpose of the commission to study and develop reparations proposals for African Americans Act to address the fundamental injustice, cruelty, brutality, and inhumanity of slavery in the United States and the 13 American colonies between 1619 and 1865, and to establish a commission to study and consider a national apology and proposals for reparations for the institution of slavery, its subsequent de jure and de facto racial and economic discrimination against African Americans, and the impacts of these forces on African Americans, to make recommendations to Congress on appropriate remedies for other purposes. And the other part is just a little bit on the passage of HR 40. It will acknowledge, compensate, and repair, redress, and cease past and continuing harms flowing from the institution of chattel slavery, Jim Crow laws, and generations of racially discriminatory and exclusionary policies and practices, including those resulting in mass incarceration and criminalization of Black people in the United States. And I spoke with the clerk, and we will be sending a sealed copy of this resolution to Senator Booker, Senator Menendez, Representative Kim, Governor Murphy, Senate President Nicholas Scruti, and Assembly Majority Leader Craig Coughlin. And that was all I had, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Whitfield.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. We need a motion for Resolution 2024-159.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, seconded by Councilwoman Worthy. Any further discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I mean, the way it reads, it looks like the asbestos services are being performed for the Department of Public Works when the work is actually being done over at the JFK Center for the boilers. So I think if we just remove Public Works and indicate JFK.
Mhm. Mr. Clerk, can we just change that?
Asbestos removal services, just remove for the Department of Public Works.
Correct.
But do you want to say for the JFK building or
Building.
boiler
Building.
at the JFK?
Is at the JFK building. Okay, no problem.
Any other discussion? Okay. Roll call
Council,
for the amended version.
correct.
Yes.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. I need a motion for Resolution 2024-161.
So moved.
Second.
Everybody. Let's get through this.
Good night.
Moved by Councilwoman Worthy, seconded by Councilwoman Perone. Any further discussion? Councilwoman Perone?
This is regarding 161. I actually read it again, so I'm okay as it reads. I think it sounds fine. Initially, I thought it said that we've contracted, but we did just because of the insurance piece. So
Right.
it doesn't mention any financial obligations that the township has applied to this, so therefore I don't think we necessarily need to add Troy Singleton's name to it. So I think
Okay.
it reads fine as it is.
Perfect. Okay. Any other discussion? Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to thank Senator Singleton for his consistent efforts to support Willingboro and what he's doing for the fireworks. I know that Ms. Brown was asking why. It is a quality of life issue, or it is for the amenities in our town, and it's a wonderful end to the Jazz Fest. So once the Jazz Fest is over and the sun's starting to go down, the fireworks go, and it means it's time to go home. Like, it's over, the end. Like, as the fireworks, you're dismissed, everyone go home. But it's a really nice end. We don't do fireworks any other time of year in our town, and so it's wonderful to be able to celebrate with the community at no cost, no additional cost to the township to have the fireworks. So I appreciate the question and the opportunity to thank Senator Singleton once again for this year's fireworks. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Worthy. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Perone,
Yes.
Councilwoman Whitfield,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dr. Worthy,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor McIntosh.
Yes. Okay, we'll proceed.
The treasurer's report. Can I get a motion to adopt the treasurer's report?
There's no treasurer's report for this meeting.
Oh, apologies.
We're supposed to take that.
Okay. Approval of the minutes. I will be providing the minutes for the next council meeting.
Okay.
And then for my update, when you're
Yes.
ready. Okay, just a couple changes you might have noticed for this meeting. I changed the agenda format. I'm gonna change it moving forward just to make it a little bit easier for everybody to find the documents. In this meeting format, I've hyperlinked the documents. This way it's easier for the different department heads. After the meeting, when we sign the resolutions, when we sign the ordinances, they will simply log on the agenda and they will download it from that. In addition, I made the URL link, I made it a friendly URL link. The way it was previously, it was kind of like, it was a headache. And now it's a little bit easier. It's gonna stay the same and it links right to Zoom. Obviously, there was no problems with the meeting, people getting on the meeting. I just want to change that moving forward. A couple other things. I'm proceeding with the shred event. I will be reaching out to the vendor to schedule that probably for late August sometime. And then finally, for the next meeting, we're going to put an ordinance on the agenda for raffle and bingo licenses. I would like to streamline that in my department. Right now, when somebody applies for a liquor, or not a liquor license, a raffle license, they have to submit the application to my office. And it goes through this process. It's a very bureaucratic process, and it takes between 4 to 6 weeks to get a raffle license approved. If we adopt this ordinance, we could approve it within a week or two. So it just makes it easier on the residents, the organizations who do these raffle and bingo licenses. So I would like to put that on for the next council meeting, presuming you guys are good with that. Other than that, I believe that's everything I have to report on for this meeting.
Okay. And just for clarifications, the raffle, then you would update us on whatever
Correct.
you
I would make
pass.
that part of my
Okay.
report, my monthly report, how
Okay.
many raffle licenses we've approved. It's just to make life easier for the residents of the township
Businesses.
and all the different organizations, the nonprofits who utilize that as an opportunity to raise funds for their organizations.
Okay.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
for you, Everett, so the process will no longer come before council. So it kind of streamlines it for us, gives you the authority to do what you do, as so
Correct.
many other clerks do throughout the state, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Madam.
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Worthing.
Thank you, Mr. Fault, for considering the shred event. I think it's an important event
Mhm.
in the community to help us to really to keep safe and confidential documents get destroyed. And I just ask that you would please consider like what other events are going on around that time when
Mhm.
you're ready to do it, so we can optimize,
Of
community
course.
use of that shred event.
Yeah, I will work obviously with the recreation and all of you guys, because you guys have a better institutional knowledge. I'm still brand new, so I know don't know a lot of the stuff, but I have my professionals I can work with
Okay, no worries.
within town hall. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Are there any thoughts from the governing body on the new agenda? Any pros, cons, or anything else? And are we okay with this going forward? Okay. All right, so thank you.
Of
for
course.
Making this. All right. Okay, so we'll be moving on to unfinished business. Are there any matters for unfinished business? No. Are there any matters for new business? For new business from me, I just wanted to make the governing body aware that Dr. Worthy and I, along with the manager's office, are working through our reorganization process, restructuring. So we just want to let you know we are making some progress. We will provide council the whole proposal prior to introducing it. Again, this is just going through every department, making sure we're streamlining, and that doesn't mean getting rid of anything, just making sure that we're operating more efficiently in alignment with our strategy, our strategic plan, and the vision of Willingboro going forward. So that is happening now, but we will keep everyone updated prior to the introduction. And if there's any questions or any concerns, feel free to reach out, feel free to inquire about if you have any ideas on how you see the different departments, we're open to the conversation. So I just wanted to make everyone aware that that was happening.
Can I just add to that?
Yes.
I also want to bring to your attention that Mr. Laurie and I have been working on putting together the SOP for events, as we discussed earlier in the year. So that really is at a more complete state.
Mhm.
And I'd like to email it to the rest of council just for your input and see if there's anything that we should tweak. But so far, and I am in the middle of planning events right now, and we've been utilizing it in the way it is, but as of Ken, it's not finalized. But I would like for the rest of council to take a look at it and see if there's anything that we might have missed or we can add to it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Anything else for new business? Oh, okay, moving on to public comment. This is public comment for any concerns or input. Public comment is now open. You have 4 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record. Public comment is now open.
Hello, Ebony, you said address to,
Yes.
oh, 47
Fortunately, I got it.
Barker Lane.
Barker Lane.
So I have
Ebony who? I'm sorry.
Cawthon.
Kaufman, okay.
I have three, let me see. Three concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Public Works. My main concern, well, it's two, they both my main concerns, but as far as cleanliness and sanitation, I live right here on Van Scott going up into Charleston, JFK. It meets right at Charleston, like right in between.
Okay.
It's never clean. I just always look at it, monitor. I want to get out there myself and just clean it every time that I go into my property, because that area is never clean. It's trash. It's just always stuff in there. As I'm doing my walk and I walk past the firehouse and up into that area where Levitt, I
Mhm.
say Levitt because it's just
Veterans, yeah.
it's clean. And I use the Connect. Thank you for the Connect because I like it.
Mhm.
But the feedback from the Public Works is just, to me, is horrible. And also the feedback for the potholes of where I live. I asked about this every single year or however. It's the same potholes. And I say, well, is there any way we can get them filled? I have to go over these potholes, not just me. I don't know if I'm the only resident concerned, but at this point, I am. And I'm like, the feedback that I received, we don't have resources. There's many potholes in Willingboro that we're handling right now, and we'll get to it when we can. I've been talking about these potholes since December. It's June. That's Public Works. Sorry about the hostility, but, and as far as inspections, I just need clarity. As far as inspection, and as a resident, am I always supposed to have to complain about something that is kind of don't sit well with me, or is inspection supposed to kind of inspect? I don't know if I'm being clear.
No, I understand what you're saying, like, is there something methodical? I mean, we'll answer it after
Yeah,
we
but
take all the public comments, so.
that's basically what I have that kind of grind my gears.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you, Ms. Evans.
thank you.
We'll answer questions after we complete public comment. Is there anyone online?
Yes, Mayor Brown.
Ms. Brown, if you're talking, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sharon Brown at 78 Executive Lane. I want to give a shout out to Captain Buck about the new safety project program, which I agree. Can we get a new update about the program and the progress? I would appreciate that. And I am so glad about that y'all going forward with the amendment for the reparation. The making of the amendment for the wrong on his done on paying money to others. I haven't heard any payment in the reparation clause moving forward. Also, I want to talk about the permanent speed sign that I was speaking about. It's a permanent sign with rated speed sign, also calls direct feedback, and it also has a camera. If we can have some place in certain areas where there's excessive traffic. I'm over here by Garfield East at the early elementary school. When they pick up their kids, they zoom down my block like really a lot. And I also had heard in the past future that there's a cop assigned to each school. I would love to know when their presence is there as well. And also an idea again about speed bumps. It's not only in the school area where there's high speed, we can also implement speed bump. And if the speed bump is producing more water, we can also implement a drainage for that as well. Also, I've spoken again about shared services. If you have any more input about that, I would appreciate that. Yes, so I would also wanted to ask if anybody on the council interested in a future plan of going to Washington. Also, I wanted to talk about the great app that we have, the Willenberg Connect app. I'm very proud of this app. It's increased knowledge and it's proactive. It gives a lot of information. But there's also some resident there saying that it's misinformation it's sharing with the app. Is there a way we can include the footnote in the app where the resource come from? So we don't have this rumor going around? And Mayor McIntosh, I'm waiting for your call. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
You're welcome.
Anyone else online? Host?
Yes, Mayor, Will Weston.
Greetings, council. Yes, this is William Weston from 44 Bosworth Lane. I'm calling in the stead of being a member of the NAACP. So I do want to thank you, council and Councilwoman Whitfield, for your open support of House Bill HR 40. And it's a step. I mean, we got a long way to go, to what Ms. Brown was saying. It's a bill that establishes the commission to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans. So it seems to be the proposal will be put forward to find out what would be the reparations. So it's just one step in a long way to get actual reparations. Excuse me. And coincidentally, we had our criminal justice meeting tonight, because I would try to be there in person, and we reviewed the first chapter of the new Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, where the thought is that from slavery, now we have to deal with mass incarceration, but just the continued impact of that legacy. So of course, if anybody wants to join, we are the third Thursday. But thanks again, council, for your support of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Weston. Is there anyone else online?
Not at this time, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm
Public
sorry.
comment I'm sorry.
All right, Mayor, we have Shirley Dilworth.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm happy that you did not miss me. My hand was raised for quite some time. I just have a few comments and concerns that I'd like to share with the group. First of all, I like to, praise the leadership of the township for the ongoing infrastructure projects that are taking place. It really looks good in our town. I know we still have a long way to go, but I'd like to just thank you for the work that you are doing. And also, I want to praise our mayor for participation in seeking economic growth opportunities. Willingboro is long overdue for that kind of participation, for that kind of growth. There's a couple of concerns that I have. Someone on the council just mentioned a minute ago that you're going through a reorganization process. I think if the council is going through reorganization, I strongly encourage you to consider reinstating the Commission on Ethics. I think in the world that we live in, and with this a governing body, there needs to be a Commission on Ethics. So I'd like you to consider, as you reorganize, to strongly consider that. The next comment that I have to make is really an announcement. It's an announcement about things that are going on at my church. My church is located on the boulevard, and we strive to be a beacon, in the community. So I just like to announce 2 activities that are coming up next month, in the month of July. Vacation Bible School is July 8th through the 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. This information will be posted, on social media. And if you know any young people, or if there are parents listening to the meeting tonight, please consider participation in our Vacation Bible School. And also during the month of July, we're having a yard sale, at the church. And that yard sale will take place on July 20th, okay, 2024, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Tables, they will be available, and you can contact someone at the church. You can also find additional information on social media. Now, I know one of the things that I forgot to give is my name and address. So again, this is Shirley Dilworth at Newport Lane. And thank you. And thank you for all that you do for the community. Good night.
Thank you, Ms. Dilworth. Before you get off, what church is this? Vacation Bible School?
Vacation Bible School is at Parkway Baptist Church.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, is there anyone else?
Yes, Mayor, Tarina Williams.
Good evening. Tarina Williams, 8 Botany Circle. I want to say good evening, Mayor McIntosh, Deputy Mayor Anderson, Councilwoman Whitfield, Councilwoman Worthy, Dr. Worthy, and Councilwoman Perone, and residents and community. I wanted to say special thanks to the Willingboro Police Department for hosting Cone with a Cop. I called different members of the community, and they were greatly appreciative. They're like, "What? That's happening today? Thank you so much for letting me know." They were very excited. And when I saw pictures, I was like, wow, where was all this when I was a child? I really admire the fire department and the police department, and of course, the other departments that take the time to host such great activities for our youth and children. Happy Juneteenth. I'm so happy with the proclamation today, and wanted to let you know that on the following day, June 20th, will also be a special day. It's World Refugee Day. For more details on this, you can go to unrefugees.org to find out how you can support. There's also ADRA, ADRA, which stands for Adventist Development and Relief Agency. They have different projects for different relief. They're equivalent to they're equivalent to the Red Cross. The children and youth who may be looking for something fun to do, or they may want to look into having a nice family trip that will not only be enjoyable, but also be able to invest in helping to make a difference in so many different parts of the world. Trust me when I say there's no greater joy than you can experience than to be able to give back to different people all around the world. My mom and I went to Cuba. We went also into Haiti and the Dominican Republic, where they were so appreciative, but they have so little compared to so many people all over the world. So compared to us, I should say. So please, if you can, support in any way you can. But thank you so much for everyone's dedicated service. May God richly bless you. Happy Juneteenth.
Good job, Deputy. I was just saying, Deputy Manager is doing a good job. We welcome Mr. Harris when he comes up. Meanwhile, the deputy is doing a wonderful job.
Other Ms. Williams?
Yes, this is Beulah Williams. I piggybacked off my daughter since I didn't log on.
And since I saw that I had more time, I extended the phone to my mom.
But thank you, everyone. God bless you. We'll announce our Vacation Bible School later as well. But we're still recommending that people log on for the health workshop that takes place on Zoom every Tuesday. It's very informative, the reversal of diabetes. There are a lot of techniques, a lot of good pointers to help us better manage diabetes, or in some cases reverse it, so we can live healthier lives. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Keep up the good work, Township
Mayor and Deputy Mayor and Council. I just love Willingboro, the wonderful job that you're all doing and how you love your community, our community, and how you're doing your best to make things better for all of us. God bless you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Is there anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, public comment is now closed. I need my host to confirm. All right, Mr. Laurie, can we start with Ms. Ebony's concerns and complaints? The cleanliness on JFK in Charleston, can we ensure that that stays, that's not the only complaint we get on that area?
Yeah, can I just address her comments in the reverse?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to start off with the inspections. She noted that she asked the question if she's responsible for sharing that information. We absolutely always encourage our residents to share that information with us, as they are our eyes and ears. Of course, that is not their responsibility. We are working with our inspections team and our code enforcement officers to ramp up their enforcements of any code violations. We're addressing those. We'll continue to address those. We do get those concerns. We take them very seriously. So we'll be continuing to work with our team to make sure that they're addressed appropriately. And when we receive them and when they're out doing their daily inspections. For the concern regarding the potholes, what I like to tell people is every pothole is not one size fits all. Some potholes can just be filled just with a hot patcher easily and just going on to the next one. That's not the case with all potholes. Some potholes have to be cut out and, measured, cut, and then filled that way. The process is just a little differently. So those quicker potholes often take precedent over those that need to be, that need a little more TLC, I'll say. The good thing about the Barrington Lane, I spoke with Ms. Cawthon last week, so I know she's referring to a pothole on Barrington Lane. Barrington Lane is scheduled to be repaved. It's in the phase 2 of our segment 4 road paving project, which we expect to commence at this going into the second half of this year. For the feedback, Willingboro Connect, I actually just had a conversation with our directors this morning in our directors meeting, just kind of highlighting the way that we respond on Willingboro Connect, the way that we respond to certain emails, and just making sure that we're responding to our residents with, in a caring manner, in a manner that's supportive, in a way that we are, taking their concerns seriously and not kind of just like, thanks, and then blow them off. That's not necessarily the sentiment coming from the directors. I do see every response that they send through Willingboro Connect. We have an audit trail. I see every action that happens in that thing. But again, we still emphasize the importance of quality customer service and response.
Right, and so let me just back up a little bit for Barrington.
Yep.
What is the issue? I mean, you said the second half of the year, and that's when, like in the winter and because is there something that we can patch? Is it an issue of the material that is at that street, or can we patch that in the meantime?
We can certainly patch it in the meantime. That one, we just kind of did the same thing on Hopkins Lane. There was a pothole that was, a nuisance to one of the residents. I went out there, looked at it myself. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. And I noticed another one across the street, so I made sure that Public Works got out there and they cut that out. Again, we're using the resources for the temporary fix, which isn't, from our standpoint, from an operational standpoint, an economical standpoint, isn't always ideal, but we'll go and do it if we need to. Same thing with Barrington Lane. That one needs to be cut out, and then it can be filled. So, I can work with Public Works to make sure that that gets done between the time of now and then whenever we get that street repaved. But again, that might be something that comes down the pike. I would have to double check with Pannoni, but I think we expect that to happen somewhere somewhere between August and September is when we expect that one to go out.
Okay, but ideally, can we get that? I mean,
Absolutely.
if someone
and-
came to the meeting, I just want to make sure.
Sure.
we're Trying to get that handled.
And finally, for her notation about JFK and Charleston, again, we initiated the Keep Willingboro Clean campaign last year. We do take that very seriously, especially in our office and in Public Works. We actually just hired 2 clean communities people who will be starting at some point. Where is he? There you go.
When?
Kevin. They will be starting. I don't have a firm date on when they're starting. Actually, the interviews they just had those interviews maybe a week or 2 ago.
Within the next 30 days.
Within the next 30 days, they should be starting. Of course, we have our Clean Communities carts that we purchased last year. So their main focus will actually be going around the community daily, picking up trash, identifying those areas of need and concern, just to make sure that we're keeping up with our Keep Willingboro Clean campaign, making sure that the community is clean and presentable for the residents and our visitors.
Also for that, at the next meeting, can we just have an update on the trash can project in those key locations? Because that may be a help to cut down on the accumulation of litter at that corner.
Yep.
Thank you.
And even also, I would just also ask if anyone sees people just littering. I just had to tell somebody they were just throwing stuff out the window, and I just happened to be driving. I did follow them, but I mean, I had to. I'm sorry, but they were just dropping trash. I mean, it was really people just throwing bags of trash out the window. So I followed them into the McDonald's, and I
Yeah.
told them.
We don't want.
And I don't want people doing that, but at least if we can have some report or people you can report to
Yeah.
the police. I'm not encouraging following. I'm just saying report it. But we do need we do need our residents to look out also. But back to Ms. Ebony's thing also, the inspectors, we just need to understand what the process is and why we may be missing some things. And we do understand there's some internal processes that the public doesn't always see, and that things are happening in the background with the courts and trying to enforce our ordinance. So that is
Right.
happening sometimes that the public does not see. So I do want to acknowledge that that there are checklists and inspections going on.
Yeah, there's a lengthy process in terms of violations and summons and things of that nature when they get to the courts. And then the last point on that, just to follow up, there is a feature on not LinkedIn, I love LinkedIn, on Willingboro Connect, where we don't want the residents necessarily to be the police, but there is a way that they can, if you see somebody dropping something out your window, you can quickly take a picture and report it on Willingboro Connect anonymously to the police department. That'll go directly to Captain Bucks. If you happen to get a license plate number while you're sitting behind them at a red light and you see them do it,
While you're
you
while you're
can
safe.
stop that. I would say make sure you get the picture, give it to Captain Bucks through Willingboro Connect.
Perfect.
But again, we're not advocating for you to be the police, but
Right.
assist us with as being our eyes and ears. And finally, I want to encourage people to content on the Willingboro Connect on the website. Excuse me. There is the feature where you can take the pledge for the Keep Willingboro Clean campaign. We'll bring out a sign that you could put on your lawn. It might just motivate your neighbors to help keep their areas clean as well.
Thank you. And can we pay special attention to that intersection? Because that intersection does get
Mhm.
junky, even with animals and excess debris. So we just want to make sure.
Yeah, I noticed when I spoke with Ms. Coughlin last week, and I drove out there just to kind of survey the area for myself because I wanted to see what she was experiencing, and that is duly noted.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Moving on to Ms. Brown. First, if I have an outstanding call to you, Ms. Brown, I apologize. I'll follow up with the clerk's office because I know we were supposed to make a meeting with her, and I know the schedules didn't match, but can we please reach out again and align our schedules? Mr. Captain Bucks, can we get an update on our traffic speeding strategy?
Yes, our traffic unit is in full swing. We are due to start that unit on July 1st. We have 4 officers and a supervisor designated to our traffic safety unit. So they're all set, ready to go, and they'll be implemented on July 1st. She talked about speed trailers or speed signs. We do have 2 mobile speed trailers that are equipped with everything that she discussed. They have been placed in, numerous places throughout the municipality. We can definitely replace it back on Executive or Evergreen Drive,
Yeah.
in front of the school. That's a known problem to us. It's been a known problem to us since I've been here. So, then that's also part of the traffic safety unit. And then her last question was about officers and the school. So each one of our day work patrol officers are assigned to a particular school, and they are encouraged to stop there, at that school periodically throughout the day based on call volume and calls for service. We do have 2 SROs, one's assigned to the middle school and one is assigned to the high school. So I think that was all of her questions, and I hope I answered everything for her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was there anything for you, Mr.
She made a
Lori?
comment about the app and including a footnote. From my end, I'm not sure if I can include footnotes. I could go back to the GoGov folks that we work with to see if there's something that we can include in the actual template that shows the front facing for the app that the users see. I can reach out to them tomorrow and see if there's something. I'm more interested in what kind of footnote she's referring to, so that we can develop that. And I'm not sure what she's looking for.
So Ms. Brown, also, if you can reach out to the township manager's office, just to so that they can get clarification of what you're referring to as misinformation, as you had stated, just so we have more clarification and we can better communicate more efficiently and effectively. Also, Ms. Brown brought up the shared service. I did go into that last meeting. I don't have any further updates on shared services. Do you have anything, Ms. Lowry?
Again, I think Mr. Harris spoke about this last meeting. It depends on what kind of shared services we want to pursue. I mean, we've considered we've considered shared services in the past, and I think there's some that we have currently. Again, I would be more interested in developing that conversation with her to kind of figure out what she's looking for, what her interests are. So she's more than welcome to give me a call tomorrow. My extension is 1068.
Get a lot of calls. Thank you. We had input from Mr. Weston concerning the Reparations Act. And Ms. Dilworth, first had an announcement that they will have Vacation Bible School July 8th through the 12th, 6 to 8 p.m. Yard sale July 20th, 9 to 2, and that's at Parkway Baptist Church. She also did bring up considering the commissions of ethics for this town, implementing that again. We've looked over it. The majority of council disagrees that it's critical at this point. That doesn't mean it can't come back up for conversation. But, I just wanted to address that. Ms. Williams, Ms. Beulah Williams, encouraged the residents to check the Seventh-day Adventist health workshop online. So if anyone's interested from the community in terms of looking that up for diabetes or anything of that matter, check out their health workshop from the Seventh-day Adventists of Willingboro. And she said, Gary Lowry is doing a great job as township manager, for the record. Is there anything else that I missed? All right. Moving on to council comment. Is there anyone that has council comment?
Yes. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Congratulations again to Ms. Maggie McHugh for being installed as the Burlington County Bar Association trustee for 2024 through 2027.
Yes. Wow.
Also, congratulations to Brian Riley of the Willingboro Fire Department for being selected as a hometown hero for the Trenton Thunder baseball game, which will take place on June 27th. And I got to thank Gary for doing a great job while you were filling the shoes of Mr. Harris while he's gone. Great job. Thanks.
Yep. Anyone else? Dr. Worthy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm glad we got a chance to celebrate our young ladies who
Yes.
went off as all-star cheerleaders from the high school and recreational team. I also wanted to shout out two phenomenal young women from Willingboro who represented up at the United States Military Academy for a week. Cheyenne Edwin, who is a rising senior at BCIT West Tech, and my daughter Chloe Worthy, a rising senior at West Tech, also were selected to go represent Willingboro in a 1-week immersive program, the Summer Leadership Experience. Statistics show that a large majority of the students who are admitted into SLE, as they call it, have a high chance of being accepted into the United States Military Academy. So it's exciting to be able to celebrate our students that are scholars, that are athletes, that are representing Willingboro at every level, and being at the service academy for that week and being there to see those girls graduate. It was amazing. So here we are, Willingboro, we are doing great things. And I just am so proud of them and their families and what these young women have done, whether they go to the academy or not for a 4-year education. The experience that they had with about 500 other young people from across the country and also international students there as well, I just think speaks to the caliber of students we have in our community when we remind them that all things are possible. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Anything?
Oh, congratulations to Chloe. Yes,
good.
absolutely. We have to congratulate our young people for doing great things. So super proud of her. And I'm sure you are too. And congratulations to our cheerleaders as well. Again, congratulations. We are proud of you. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Councilman Carone.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations to all that have done great things, Chloe, the cheerleaders. I also want to say congratulations to the class of 2024. We are upon graduation season, and I know that our scholars here in Willingboro School District will go out and do great things. All of our graduating seniors that reside here in Willingboro will go out and continue to represent Willingboro well. I think that's all I have to say. Happy Juneteenth.
Yes, there you go. Thank you so much. I just wanted to add I agree with everyone else, what they brought to the table. I was gonna bring up West Point. I think that's a huge accomplishment. So I'm quite proud that Willingboro was represented at West Point. I do wanna back up. Last meeting, I did not mention Happy Father's Day to our men of the community, our leaders, our brothers, our uncles, our neighbors, brothers, our pastors. I don't want to ever forget to acknowledge them with gratitude because the men, I know I love my women. I'm pro-woman, but our men, I am so grateful for the provisions and the protections and everything, the stability in our community. We need you, absolutely. So I always just want to make sure I take time to thank the men in the community for the father figures for being the pillars in this community. So thank you. I didn't mention it prior to Father's Day, but I wanted to make sure we acknowledge you guys. Also, as Councilwoman Whitfield said, graduation is upon us. So let's continue to uplift, pray for, pour into our youth because they are our future in our community and they need our support. There's a lot going on and we need to be present for them. And they do actually appreciate you know, they don't always they don't always agree with everything we say, but they do appreciate the support and the attention that we give them. Also, as summer comes upon us, just make sure we check in on our elderly. We are having a heat wave coming up, so please check on be neighborly and check in on our seniors. And go to our pool. We've invested a lot of money in these pools. And it's great to see that it's, you know, on the weekends, it is packed and people are enjoying the pool. That's why, you know, we make the investment in our pools, because it's one of the things that the families, I'll say families, enjoy. So I'm always glad when I drive by to see the public utilizing our pools. Hopefully we can get this next year, get this tightened up and our pool secure. But make sure during this summer season, we look out for each other. And make sure we participate in the events that Recreation is putting on for us. It's a good way to interact with each other. I think it's very important. I look forward to our, what is the music series. And that'll be happening when? June 28th. Okay, so that I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate those series. But all I can say is continue to show love for one another. We are Willingboro, and good night. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. But I'm looking for a motion for adjournment.
So move, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Nope.
Thank you. Good night, Willingboro.